For an assessment of this Youth Vote Count campaign, we are now being joined here in the studios by Ms. Samuela Isopi, the ambassador of the European Union to Nigeria and to the economic community of West African states. Very warm welcome to Newsnight.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
Great. Take back Nigeria is the slogan of the youths now, and the EU, you know, always been very supportive of Nigeria, particularly during the electioneering period. So tell us, what level or what kind of support are you bringing in, you know, mobilizing Nigerians?
You know, the European Union has been supporting Nigerian democracy since the return to the civilian rule in the late 90s. And we have been doing this both through support to the key stakeholders, to INEC, to the civil society, to the National Peace Committee, to the political parties, and also through the deployment of election observation mission that have always produced useful recommendations that have been used also by INEC and the other stakeholders to make the improvements that we are also seeing right now. So this campaign is part of the support of the European Union to the electoral process in view of 2023 elections. We saw from the past one of the key points also raised by our election observation missions was the low turnout among the youth. When you have a population that is composed by 80%, 70% of young people, and you see that their interest for elections is very low and they do not participate, but it means that there is a problem. And so we thought, together with INEC and with the civil society, that we should have done something, that we should do something. And this is from where, I mean, this campaign comes. And it is a huge success. I'm not saying that the mobilization of the youth, the turnout we are seeing across the country of people, especially young people, seeking to register ahead of elections is because of our campaign. It's maybe a combination of factors.
Yeah, using music as a vehicle
pop
of
music, leveraging pop music, you know, to talk to the young people. This is for sure something that works.
Yeah, it looks really working, but some critic will say it is urbanized and it is not rural. How do you then mobilize the rural people, you know, who don't have so much of these social constructs that they can use to ginger them and the rest?
I'm not that sure that, you know, the celebrities, the influencers and the artists that partnered with us are not really known and followed everywhere in Nigeria. I agree on the fact that because of the limited internet penetration, but I mean, you have the radio, you have other means to communicate. INEC is doing also additional efforts to deploy more machines, more staff, especially to the remote areas. And I think the decision that will be officially announced, I guess, next week, to extend the deadline for registration also comes from there. It comes for sure from the turnout and the mobilization that we are seeing in many parts of the country, but also from the need to do more in other parts of the country where, I mean, rural areas are less accessible. But I think we can be satisfied and happy with what we are seeing right now.
So, yeah, while being satisfied, so is the EU and its partners going to deploy other mobilization means, you know, where you have the demography of the youthful population, you know, in its larger number?
You know, we work also in partnership with other partners, not only the European Union. As you know, there are other partners that are also supporting the process. And for example, the United Nations, the UNDP, is working with the same partners of the civil society and talking about YAGA, exactly to mobilize young people in the rural areas, and in particular young people in the north.
Okay,
through other means, not through pop
music,
but through other means to try to go and reach out to those young people that live in rural areas.
In rural areas, and particularly, what are some of the messages? You know, it's not just, hey, go have your, go and register and have your PVC. It must be, you know, avoid or eschew corruption, corrupt tendencies during electioneering?
You know, this is the message I gave today. I think the message is remain engaged. So it's not only, of course, the registration is the first step. Then they have to remain engaged. They have to pick up their card, and most importantly, they have to go out the day of the elections and vote. And this is the message I gave today to the youth. Don't sell your vote. If you sell your vote, you sell your future. Don't sell your vote. So this is part of this voter education, of this civic campaign for voter education that will continue until the date of the elections.
Just very quickly, I know your jurisdiction goes beyond Nigeria as a EU representative to the ECOWAS region and the rest. And of course, we've seen the truncation of democracy in places like Mali, Burkina Faso, and I think in Guinea and the rest. How worried is the EU and your job definition in redressing this situation?
You know, these political developments in the region, of course, are not good for the countries that are concerned, and they are not good for Africa. That's why, against this backdrop of unconstitutional change of power in many countries, I mean, to get it right, to get good elections in Nigeria, it's even more important. Nigeria, according to the latest figures I received from INEC, has 80 million or even more registered voters, which is much more than all the voters in all of West Africa. So people will look at elections in Nigeria, and it's important. Maybe they will not be perfect, but it's important that these elections are peaceful, good, credible, and recognized by the people.
Very well said, and thanks so very much, Samuela Isopi, the ambassador of the European Union to Nigeria and to the economic community of West African states.